Alright, my evil, wicked, wonderful heretics. I'm back with more damn heresy. I have decided to make another video series, this time covering the forgeworld index units available to Chaos, as well as the Renegade Imperial Guard parts. As a disclaimer, I gotta say that many of these units are very niche, some are pretty trash, while a few are actually good. Forgeworld is known for being peculiar when it comes to rules for their models, and also really careless when it comes to updating said peculiar rules. So without further ado, we're going to start off with the Daemonbound units from the Imperial Armor Forces of Chaos Index. Coming in first, we got my personal favorite Daemonbound unit, the Blood Slaughterer of Khorne. That's right people, he's gonna slaughter the blood. This little monstrosity is a toughness 7, 10 wound blender of awesome. It can either be equipped with a pair of slaughter blades, or a slaughter blade and an impaler cannon. The blades are +2 strength, AP -3, and 3 damage flat a pop, and they grant you an extra attack if you wield 2 of them. Now with 2 of these, a Blood Slaughterer will come at you with 7 strength 10 attacks. Damn thing scary as all shit. The Impaler Harpoon is a 12-inch assault 1 weapon with a strength of 8, AP -3, and again flat 3 damage, which, if you successfully hit a vehicle or monster with, will add +2 to your charge rolls towards that specific monster or vehicle as the damn demon engine just yanks its way at the enemy. The special rules on these things are pretty crazy as well, as with many forgeworld entries. The Blood Slaughterer comes with demonic 5-up invuln save and the standard demon engine regeneration. However, it also comes with a rule that grants it 2 extra attacks if it's ever in melee with an infantry model, so it can truly become a blender. Another rule that makes it auto-advance 6 inches instead of d6, and then this Blind Fury rule, which doesn't allow the Blood Slaughterer to fall back if engaged with infantry. As for the actual usage in games, these guys are actually decent. No matter what you put on them, they're fairly expensive at 165 points per model, but with the new Soulforge pack and the stratagems, these guys will be able to scuttle up 18 inches towards the enemy, then charge with their ridiculous number of attacks, high strength, and 3-up weapon skill. I personally own 2 of these, and they're a blast to use. They're a great fire magnet, but they have a pretty low profile, and hiding them behind line of sight isn't very hard. So that means you can actually get them to charge people fairly reliably, and well, they're really scary in melee, that's the point. Now, from Khorne to Nergal, we've got the Greater Blight Drones. These are flying demon engines, they're fast, tough to kill, and carry decent weaponry. They come with 12 wounds at a toughness of 7, with the standard demon engine 5-up invuln save and regeneration, and wield the Bile Maw, which is a 12-inch range pistol with D3 shots at strength 8, AP -2, and D3 damage, and a reroll to wound rolls of 1. They also have a Blight Reaper cannon, which is a 36-inch heavy 4 shots, strength 7, AP -1, flat 2 damage weapon, which gains an AP of -3 when you roll a 6-up on its 2 wound rolls. For melee, they attack with a Plague Probe, which uses their default strength of 6, has AP -2 and D3 damage, with a wound reroll of 1s again. Do note that these come with 3 attacks only and a weapon skill of 4-up, while they shoot on 3-ups. So this is pretty much meant to be a shooty unit, although you can still use the pistols in melee. They can also make a 9-inch move before the first turn, turning them into a decent vanguard unit, and they explode on 4-ups rather than 6s, meaning you're not gonna be too sorry if they blow up in the right place. This all sounds good and wholesome, however, there is one big problem with the Greater Blight Drones. Each drone you want to add to your army will cost you 231 points. Yeah, 231. The price is extremely high for such a unit. I don't really understand what they were thinking, but it is what it is. The Greater Blight Drone is an okay unit, but extremely overcosted. I don't personally have any of these, as I'm more of a Khornet person, but even if I did play more Nergal, I'd avoid these like the plague. Pun intended. Onwards to a more interesting unit, however, we have the Chaos Decimeters. These are also demon engines, so you get a good old 5-up invuln save and the infernal regeneration. However, they're also a lot more like Dreadnoughts, with 8 wounds, 7 toughness, 3-up skills and no degrading stat line. They come with 5 attacks, which get buffed to 6 if you wield 2 melee weapons, and come equipped with Decimator Siege Claws, which are normal Dreadnought weapons, and 2 Hell Flamers inside the claws, which are like heavy flamers, but with flat 2 damage rather than 1. They're also faster than Dreadnoughts, with a base movement of 10. Armed with their default claws and flamers, one of these will set you back 184 points, making for a rather overcosted but deadly beatstick. The more interesting parts arise when you check out their ranged weapons. You can replace any of their claws with one of the following: a Soul Burner Petard, which is a 24-inch range assault D3 shots weapon, which causes an automatic mortal wound with every hit roll you succeed. If you arm your Decimator with 2 of these, the model will end up costing 210 points. Yeesh. A Sea-Beam Cannon, a 72-inch range heavy one-shot cannon with a base strength of 6, AP -3, and D3 damage, that gains 2 strength and D3 damage for each 24 inches between the shooter and its target, meaning that it's supposed to be used as some kind of a long-range sniper, since you can't shoot it after you move anyway. Furthermore, if any model is killed by this weapon, then its unit suffers an additional 2d6 auto hits at strength 6, no AP, and 1 damage. A bit of a complex weapon, and definitely very low number of shots, but fun to use. A pair of these on a Decimator will make the model cost only 150 points, turning into a decent, albeit a bit meh, fire support. The third weapon it has access to is the Decimator Storm Laser, which is way more simple. It's a 24-inch range assault 5 weapon at strength 6, AP -2 and 1 damage. No special rules. Kinda like a better Reaper autocannon. Good volume, but unimpressive. 2 of these on a model will make it cost 140 points, which makes the damn thing cheap as hell. Now, the last weapon option, and definitely the absolutely best one, is to arm the Decimator with 2 Butcher Cannons. Butcher Cannons are 36-inch range, heavy 4-shot weapons with strength 8, AP -1, and 2 damage each. They also apply a -2 leadership debuff to any unit that they kill a model from. This debuff lasts until the end of the turn, possibly increasing casualties due to morale. The best part about this weapon? It costs the same as the Storm Laser. For 140 points, you get an excellent fire support model with good support options available to it. All in all, Decimators are pretty great and very varied. Sadly, I don't currently own one myself, but it's definitely on my to-do list, as these things just seem very fun to use. Further down the road, we're moving on to bigger, but not necessarily better models. The Plague Hulk of Nergal, it's a very good looking model, but I think that might be the only thing going for it. At its base, this poor demon engine is similar to a Defiler, but tougher, with toughness 8 and disgustingly resilient, granting a 5-up feel no pain. It's pretty slow, with a movement of only 7 inches before it starts degrading, and no regen. It comes armed with an Iron Claw, a Rot Cannon, and Rancid Vomit. Charming. The Rot Cannon is 36-inch range, heavy D6 shots, at strength 6, AP -3, and 2 damage. It also rerolls failed wounds against infantry. Not a terrible weapon, but the D6 shots are a real big letdown. Its charming Rancid Vomit is a 7-inch flamer pistol at strength 5 and AP -2, and its Iron Claw is identical to a Defiler's claws. You can replace the Iron Claw with a Warp Sword, but I personally think that's even worse. And since the Plague Hulk only has 3 attacks and weapon skill, and ballistic skill for that matter, of 4-up, you won't ever see him do much in melee, if he even gets there to begin with. No matter what you put on him, a Plague Hulk of Nergal will set you back 210 points, which is way too much for a unit this week. The model looks nice, but god damn it, it's pretty useless. I'd actually argue that it's weaker than a Defiler while being way more expensive. Real hard pass on this one, guys. Back to the realm of Khorne, we've arrived at the super heavies of this category, and the first one is the Chitin Ravinder. Now, the Chitin is quite obviously some kind of demonic Cornet Knight. It's got the same stats as a Knight, except 2 fewer wounds, and 5 attacks base, and comes equipped with a Great Cleaver of Khorne and a Chitin Gatling Cannon. The Cleaver is like the Knight's Gauntlet, but without a -1 to hit rolls, and it carries a secondary attack type, which is identical to the Knight's Titanic feat. You know, the Steppy Stomps. The Gatling Cannon is a 48-inch, heavy 8 shots weapon at strength 8, AP -2, and damage 2. The cannon has a 5-up inbound save in both melee and ranged, regenerates a wound per turn, and advances 2d6. It doesn't have any gear options, and it costs 410 points. While it's very similar to a Knight, I'm willing to bet that with the addition of the Soulforged pack and the Lord Discordant, the Chitin will definitely be better than a Knight that's equipped similarly, so I mean a melee and a ranged weapon. I don't have one of these just yet, and probably won't for a while, since I'm currently working on my Renegade Knights, and converting those is a fuckload of work, but I do plan to get one at some point in the future, at least for aesthetic purposes. Needless to say, this thing will benefit greatly from all kind of psyker bullshit. buffing its movement especially will make it extremely deadly. And now for the last, and probably the biggest model in the Daemonbound part of the index, we got the good old Greater Blast Scorpion of Khorne. Now good old Scorpy is a bit of a mixed bag. He's pretty squishy, at toughness 8, but with only 20 wounds, and has the standard 5-up invuln and Demon Engine regeneration rules. Offensively, however, he's an absolutely ridiculous powerhouse. He comes equipped with twin Hellmaw blasters, a Soul Shatter Bombard, and a Scorpion Cannon. The blasters are 8-inch range pistol 2d6 weapons that auto-hit at AP -2 and 1 damage, but using the Scorpion's model strength. So before degrading, these are strength 10 flamers with -2 AP. The Scorpion Cannon is just like an Avenger Gatling Cannon with 10 shots instead of 12, while the Soul Shatter Bombard is a 24-inch range heavy D6 shot weapon with strength 12, AP -3, and D6 damage. Against vehicles, buildings, and monsters, however, this weapon deals 2d6 damage per shot. In melee, the Scorpion attacks with its Hellcrusher Claws at strength 14, AP -4, and a flat 6 damage, and 8 attacks. It also charges for 3d6 inches rather than 2d6. This monster was sadly nerfed when the Forces of Chaos FAQ made it invulnerable to friendly Psyker buffs, so no warp time plus 3d6 charge, but you can still use Demon Forge on it, and it can certainly be part of the Soul Forge pack. All in all, the Scorpion is pretty much the best recipient in all the units available to a Chaos player for the Demon Forge stratagem, and you can now buff its invuln save, meaning that it might not be deleted in its first turn. And make no mistake, once this thing starts shooting and chopping, it'll be killing pretty much anything. To offset this, however, the damn thing is overcosted as shit at 650 points, which is considerably more than a goddamn Castellan. But hey, it's still awesome, alright? Don't pick on Scorpy! So that's the last of the Daemonbound units, my heretics, and I'm done screeching at things on the internet for today. Let me know what you think of the forgeworld indexes. Do you want to add any Daemonbound units to your armies? Do you already have Daemonbound units that you use? Let me know in the comment section below. See you guys next time.